Welcome back. Third time is the charm, guys. Hopefully. Welcome back to your favorite place to be, hopefully. We're going to try it again. Obviously, I'm going to talk a little bit to make sure we don't get frozen here. But we do think that we've figured out what is happening here. So let's start the stream.
Hey, here we go, drop that.
And you are back here. You are back here on the channel, and we like to welcome you. Welcome you back, guys. Welcome to your favorite place to be, hopefully. Where third time hopefully is the charm. Obviously, if it crashes again, we'll just let it rest for today. But hope you're doing well, guys. Got a couple things we wanted to talk with you about. If you came down to the last 3 live streams, thank you very much. We'll dive into some of the prices, some of the actions, some of the stuff that people have been talking about here on the channel. We will talk about some other stuff here. Obviously, some breaking news here coming in this week. With just some general knowledge that you guys need to know about, right? So first and foremost, guys, let's hit you with the news here. Obviously, a lot of stuff. Ethereum, Vitalik has been talking this past week about some of these decentralized stable coins having some security risks. There is a market structure vote happening this week. Basically, a U.S. legislative votes. New volatility on Ethereum and stablecoin sectors. Regulatory shifts in Japan. And if you guys are over there on Polymarket and you're in the great state of Tennessee, expect your account to basically be refunded to you. I believe it's this week. They are going to be taking away those sports bets for all you sport betting fools over there in the great state of Tennessee. Go University of Tennessee. I don't even watch sports. So let's jump into it, guys. Let's talk to you guys about that's just going to be your basic stuff according to AI of what's important this week. But I like to focus more here on the prices. I think that's the most important, at least for me. People can vote. People can, we've seen the whole ETF through Bitcoin thing happen, and we were all let down with the price. So we don't like to focus too much on those things. What we do like to focus here on the channel is the price. And if you guys are new to the channel, guys, feel free, please. You have my full permission. You guys could maybe share this video on X. I know our videos have been, according to Legend of SoFlo, have been getting massive hits over there on the X platform. I think 4,000 to be exact. So we are thrilled about that when you guys share the videos, guys, obviously, because I'm not over there on that platform. I can't get over there. They know they know my IP address. I've tried all sorts of avenues to get back on Twitter X. I guess at the end of the day, it's not too important to me. However, what is important, guys, is your comments, your concerns, and the angle of this camera to make sure that we are absolutely live and making it happen for you this Sunday afternoon or morning. It's 10:18. So let's jump into it, guys. Obviously, a lot of stuff happening price-wise, right? We've seen a kind of a pump, pullback. We've seen Monero rally. We've seen kind of a couple little coins do their thing. Let's see what's on the 24-hour charts here. Monero clocking in at $503. 7-day spread on Monero up 16%. However, it was down the week before. So really, I think this is around a 23% gain clocking in on Monero, and then secondly, what I think somebody, at least what I was hearing, was some of this FUD around Zcash this past week, right, with the electric coin company team leaving, which was not really a big surprise. Obviously, they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid anymore directly to their multi-sig wallet out of the miner block reward. And we did a video on it the other day. I don't know if you guys watched it, but it was this video right here where I tried to break down for you guys exactly kind of the past history of Zcash and where that block reward, it was basically 20% directly deposited. 20% out of that block reward was just basically 8% or 7% was directly sent to the electric coin company. Another 7 or 8% was sent to what is it? Zcash community grants. And I also put that link in the description so you guys can go if you're not part of that forum. And then the other, I think 4 or 5%, I think goes to the treasury. And then since November 2024, things have changed, right? And then November 2025, things have changed again, based on network upgrades and things like that. And basically, at that point, we are making sure that we're following this stuff because it does affect kind of the outcome of direct deposits to the electric coin company. Now they're basically just going to, in a nutshell, start in their own company. And I would assume that they're just going to go and vet a proposal on GitHub and the Zcash community forum and basically, try to get paid through there rather than just getting the direct deposit, which I believe is, it just makes no sense for them to stay there, right? It makes no sense if they're not getting a direct deposit of that 7 or 8%. So there's that. And what we were sidetracking on that was basically the Monero community had kind of taken advantage of that. Some of the trolls in the Monero community, and obviously there's trolls on the Zcash community, me being one of them, obviously, that, we were kind of not expecting this to happen, but they were trying to play off that news a little bit on Twitter and X and all those things. They were trying to play off that news that Monero was going to be basically, going to be rising in the ranks based on this thing happening with the ECC dev team leaving Zcash, but they're not really leaving Zcash. It's not like they're going to start a new coin. They're literally just formulating a new company to basically get paid to continue their work on Zcash protocol. And if you guys know, Electric Coin Company, they started the Zashi wallet. They've done a whole host of different things here over the years, and that was great at the time. I mean, they were getting direct payment. They were getting direct payment from the Zcash block reward. And I do love this mic because I literally can just walk around like I'm not even in front of the computer right now. I'm about to refill this coffee glass. And, you guys can exactly see me. These live streams are really going to improve over the next coming weeks. And I would say by the end of the year, guys, this probably will be one of the best YouTube channels for live streaming. I'm operating now at full capacity. So there's that. So looks like a lot of people have came down to the chat. Guys, feel free to drop your comments in the chat. We will try to cover those kind of ongoingly as the chat transpires. But basically, a lot of stuff's going on in crypto right now. It's not just this Monero thing. It's not just this, this thing with Zcash. It's not just this thing with this new live stream that we're doing that's going to potentially be the best live stream for crypto on the internet. It's a whole host of things. I mean, I could pull up charts right now and pivot this conversation into a variety, guys, a variety of different directions, right? We could talk about Bitcoin Cash price in terms of how it's been rising against Bitcoin BTC Core over the last year. We could talk about this pivotal moment happening in Bitcoin SV community, right? There's also going to be an upgrade happening in Bitcoin SV that you guys might not be aware about. So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys want to talk about here? We could talk about this badass new live stream that we got going on here that people are now referencing. But let's pivot back to the price. You know, that's the best thing. That's the best thing here. Let's just pivot back to where we know people want to go. It's not this big ego trip on my live stream, but I am liking it, guys. I am liking this new live stream that we're doing. And you know, I don't really have a target zone on the Zcash protocol. I think Zcash is going to be going to like $4,600. I think that would really make a lot of sense, you know, based on price here. Let's pull up a couple little things here, guys. I want to go, and first off, if you guys are new to the stream, really what we like to do now that we're redoing the live streams from scratch, we really like to look at kind of the price spreads between a variety of different coins. And recently, Bitcoin Cash, I just want to keep you guys on the radar. So you guys know, right? So you guys know kind of what's going on with Bitcoin Cash and these kind of things. Obviously, been in this kind of like downward trajectory and these upwards takes here on the price. But here more recently, you know, what we've been seeing here is kind of a price that is rising against, you know, Bitcoin, BTC, right? We've seen a price rise against Bitcoin, you know, and that's kind of what we've been seeing. We've been seeing price movements against Bitcoin, BTC Core, which is, you know, pretty huge because it's been kind of going down for so long. So give me a moment. I want to pull up a couple different things here. And we will talk about it. So is anybody in the chat into Bitcoin Cash? You know, I know we have a lot of people here that are. I know we have a lot of people that are into Bitcoin Cash, and you know, you guys know it's one of my biggest coins, right? You guys know that. So yeah, so we got a couple things happening, right? We got a couple things happening here with Bitcoin Cash and you know, the broader crypto kind of community, right? We got like a lot of stuff that is potentially kind of happening. And that's the price, all right? It's really, that's kind of the main thing, is the price behind it all. And guys, I'm trying a couple different things. I know I'm all over the place here, but it's only because you know, we haven't done a live stream in like how long? So I'm trying to give it like the best way, or I'm trying to do it the best way we can here. That way it kind of caters to you, which is the viewer. So if it seems like I'm all over the place more than normal, that's why, right? That's kind of why here, is because you know, we're trying to, you know, make it so this thing works, right? And it looks like I'm frozen on the screen. Look at that face though. Look at where we are frozen here, right? I mean, seriously, guys, what's good? You know what I mean? What's good? So yeah, we'll get through it, guys. Obviously, you know, it's kind of the beauty of this thing is kind of we just let it roll. We'll get through. We obviously, you know, with these things, there's always. Let's see. Look, see, we're back at square one. So we'll dive into some of it. Obviously, you know, seeing my face is probably not the main goal, but we like to. We'll figure it out. You know, that's what it is. I got a new thing coming in here that we're going to be plugging the camera up to, so hopefully we won't have these little crashes. But anywho, but yeah, let's talk about it. You know, I'll be back momentarily, hopefully on the screen. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see here. What's good? Can you hear me? We're live? We are live? Yes, we are. So, yes. Yes, yes, yes. We're back. We are back. So we'll have some, we'll fix some of these things, guys, obviously. Obviously, I can't be spending half the chat, you know, on the screen here trying to fix the computer. But I mean, to be fair, guys, it's the first live stream we've done in fucking months, right? You know, and using new stuff here, one could assume that we're gonna run into some problems. I appreciate you guys bearing with that for most of the chat here. Obviously, we'll work through it all, right? That's, I guess, my point is we'll work through it all, and we'll give you guys a better stream as we kind of work through some of these technical issues. But it is good to be back, right? It is good to be back. I think that's the main part of it. So trial and error. So what I have here on the screen, just in case anybody's wondering, you know, we're kind of, you know, in this predicament where prices have been coming down, right? Prices have been coming down. They are, you know, they're coming down on a technical level, right? On a technical level, they're coming down a bit. So, you know, there is that aspect of it. But what we've seen here and what we're going to pull up on the price here as we continue the live streams through all these little hiccups is that the price of Bitcoin Cash, which is the most important, let me remind you, is showing an upward trend against BTC Core. And I'm going to pull that up for you on the screen so you guys can check it out. So for a while, Bitcoin Cash price was simply not doing that great in terms of Bitcoin Core. For quite a while, we were actually following this phenomenon for a long time, like a really fucking long time. It seems like, if you guys have been following the chat. And over the last, well, 7 days, but if we look at the chat that we used to talk about, we used to follow a lot of this stuff pretty regularly on the chat. And as you see, what I have here on the screen is I've gone to World Coin Index and I've pulled up the price of Bitcoin Cash, the token BCH, against Bitcoin. And also what I have here, kind of what we got going on in the background, is the fact that it's been rising in price, guys. Okay, for the last year, it's actually almost doubled. I'll pull that up for you as well. So there is the price action that has like seemingly changed over the last year. It seems to be going up in price. It's at literally over double of where it was this time last year, which is kind of crazy because Bitcoin Cash is only at about $650 US. So there's that aspect of it. And there's a lot of stuff happening with Bitcoin Cash in terms of like upcoming things, right? That's another thing that we found. There's a lot of stuff happening upcoming, right? There's things happening in May. There is a significant upgrade, which is the most anticipated event for Bitcoin Cash, is the Cash VM upgrade scheduled for May of 2026. This is a hard fork that aims to introduce quantum resistance cryptography, protecting the network against future computing threats and further expand contract capabilities. For some historical context for you, it builds on the May 25 Velma upgrade, which removed computational limits, the 201-op cap, and enables complex DeFi applications such as automated market makers, AMMs on the BCH network. Now, for layman's terms, for people that don't know what the hell we're talking about, it basically means that Bitcoin Cash is going to be able to interact with the Ethereum virtual machine. Automated market makers will be able to take place on Bitcoin Cash, essentially. And secondly, it's going to allow for Turing complete loops, I believe, to happen on Bitcoin Cash as well. That's another part of it. So Bitcoin Cash has seen a surge in institutional development, really. I mean, we have Grayscale filing the Bitcoin Cash ETF, spot ETF, which kind of is a bullish signal for Bitcoin Cash, obviously being a top 10 coin. You know, major volume. It's got all the attributes of Bitcoin, except for it's more of a payment, peer-to-peer payment coin, which is great for people that want to be in the crypto community for peer-to-peer electronic cash. And basically, it's going to inject institutional liquidity into Bitcoin Cash. And, you know, this is great. It's also happened on Binance. On January 6, 2026, Binance added direct BCH USD spot trading pair, enhancing institutional liquidity and simplifying USD denominated trades. So that's one reason Bitcoin Cash is up to date. It's the 11th, but that's one reason. And I didn't really know that about Binance. I didn't, you know, I don't read everything with Binance every single day. I know they have their own news network, similar to CoinGeek, similar to Cointelegraph, similar to all these things. So there's that aspect of it. And BCH entered 2026 as one of the best performing layer one assets of the previous year, rising approximately 35% in 2025, which is pretty huge. And again, I think that's why we're seeing some interest here with that Bitcoin trading pair price, with Bitcoin Cash trading up against BTC, which if you guys go to World Coin Index, you could do it on TradingView as well, but you can see that Bitcoin Cash is appreciating in terms of Bitcoin, not just dollars. And dollars, it's appreciating too. I think somewhere it's upwards in the price range of 660 US dollars today. So there is that. So Cardano rivalry, there's also that. As of early 2026, Bitcoin Cash and Cardano are in a close battle for the 10th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Now, it's good to remember, guys, that you know, Bitcoin Cash is almost a 10-year-old project, and Cardano as well, right? And that's not really such a rivalry, right? Because people that are in the crypto community remember back just 2 years ago, Charles Hoskinson was talking about maybe a collaboration, which if you guys know, Charles Hoskinson, obviously founder of Cardano, one of the founders of Ethereum, was like talking about maybe Bitcoin Cash and Cardano like kind of pairing up to do some type of integration. You know, we can't forget that. That was in like really when not a lot was going on with either coin, right? We saw that price spike in 2024 in March on Bitcoin Cash, and then we saw like nothing really happen. But as of January 11th, Bitcoin Cash is trading around $650. It is testing a critical resistant level. Analysts suggest could reach a $720 price target if it's broken. Now we could also look at that, but I think that everybody in the Bitcoin Cash community is waiting for it to break above that $700 level, because that's where it's hit in March of 2024. Again, it went up that, you know, that following December. I'm sorry. Let's go back here. Let me pull up the chart. So there was the 2020. Let's see here. Yeah, 2024. It hit that same price point back at the end of December. So we've been up at these prices several times. Obviously, you know, people in the Bitcoin Cash community are expecting it to go much higher, but we really got to break out of that $700 range. So there's that. That's kind of the main things happening with Bitcoin Cash in terms of, you know, like stuff happening. Stuff that's just recently happened is the Cashnals BCH-20 standard launch in December 2025, enabling inscription style assets similar to Bitcoin Cash ordinals, but leveraging BCH larger 32 megabyte blocks for a lower fee. And see, this is something that really has been kind of on the front running priority list with with Bitcoin Cash is this idea of cheap peer-to-peer electronic cash payments in every sense, right? It's not just in the payment sector. This is basically targeting it to the inscriptions aspect of it, right? Which we saw ordinals really spike the market in a bear market back on BTC, back on Dogecoin. We saw ordinals kind of be this thing that kind of really caused the market to move, right? We saw the market to move. So there is that aspect of it. You know, Bitcoin Cash obviously on my radar for the year, for the upcoming year, because it is a coin that it's a coin. Yeah, it's a coin that we're looking at. It's a coin we've been following. We've done a lot of video topics on Bitcoin Cash. And, you know, we got a lot of people that do watch the channel for Bitcoin Cash, obviously, it being a better version of Bitcoin for most. It being a better Bitcoin version for most. Let's pivot on that. You know, let's pivot on that. Let's take it over to another thing that people do come down here on the channel. Guys, I never talk about something that I'm not invested in or that I don't support, you know, with this channel, right? I just don't do it. We might introduce some different things here, but we try to stay on point with, you know, these things that we're invested in, right? That's kind of the idea. I don't want to sit here and talk about why everybody lost money on Aster or Monad. We'll cover them, you know, we'll give people the warning, but we don't want to, you know, dive too much into these things that aren't really relevant to our own financial freedom journey, right? So, a couple different things here with Bitcoin SV. Obviously, the price sucks, right? We've been seeing a downward price action for quite a while, right? The price action is not good. There are a lot of people hanging on to the idea that it could potentially switch, right? There's this idea that Bitcoin SV could somehow rally, but the price is not good, right? We can all agree that the price is literally 200% down on BTC for the last year, right? It'd have to go up 200% for us just to reach where we were this time last year, where Bitcoin SV, I think, was sitting somewhere in the range of $50, $60. But, you know, a couple things that people are at least looking forward to is the Chronicle protocol upgrade, right? This is a mandatory upgrade that is intended to restore original Bitcoin opcodes and allow new transaction functionalities, which the Bitcoin SV Association hopes will attract enterprise developers. And we've been trying to attract enterprise developers for some time with Bitcoin SV specifically. You know, the testnet activation is scheduled for January 14th, which is 3 days away. The main launch anticipated for an April 7th, 2026 date, right? There's also a thing that is at least somewhat relative to Bitcoin SV. I don't know how high, you know, how accurate you want to take this, but we did see a little price action of about 14% on Bitcoin SV over the last little bit of time here once crypto rallied a little bit. This could be part of this Arizona exemption tax bill. On January 5th, 2026, an Arizona state senator introduced legislation, SB 1044, that proposes exempting virtual currencies from property taxes. The news triggered a notable 14% price surge for BSV and significant spike in trading volume as market participants anticipated reduced holding cost. Now, I don't know if I really agree with that, right? So AI can definitely be wrong, but at least that's some of the news that BSV is kind of clinging on to, at least as a community standpoint, at least from journalists, at least from people that are out here trying to promote this kind of stuff. So, couple things here also legal wise for Bitcoin SV, as we kind of touch on the price here, obviously the price being a bit down over the last week, is legal news in December 2025, just a week or two ago. The UK Supreme Court refused to hear an appeal in the $13 billion lawsuit by Bitcoin SV investors against several crypto exchanges to delist the token, effectively shutting down the legal path. Now, I was not suing anybody, but this was a big lawsuit kind of circulating around Bitcoin SV for quite a while. So, what does this mean for Bitcoin SV? I don't really know. BSV was noted as one of the worst performing altcoins over the previous 90 days, down over 22%. So, there's obviously that. But sidetracking some of that, guys, let's pull up Bitcoin SV in terms of price here. Let's look at it on the log chart. We're still very optimistic on stuff, even though people, aren't in the same ballpark. Bitcoin SV sitting at spot number 113. It's not a top 100 coin, but it's slowly working its way up there. Log chart suggests that we're down in price. What do you know? Down in price. So it's hard to believe last year we were up sitting at $60. We really haven't had any action with Bitcoin SV since it topped $100 back in March of 2024, where we did see a significant rise in Bitcoin Cash, and then kind of also Bitcoin SV kind of piggybacked off this a little bit. It seemed like in that first of the year of 2024, where we were seeing like nothing happen in crypto, but we were seeing Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV hit the top 10 gainers every single day for like weeks on end until finally Bitcoin Cash kind of lost steam, going up to that $670 price level, and Bitcoin SV hitting that $100 price where people like Joshua Hensley said, hey, we're done, Bitcoin SV is done, ordinals, all these things. It transpired to that capitulation point, and then now here we are in 2026. Not much going on price wise, but still very optimistic on this particular coin. Let's pull up, I don't know if we pulled up the top gainers, right? But let's pull it up for you, right? Let's pull it up for you here. Render up 13%. Really, the only thing that really, in my personal opinion, worth looking at, we see this artificial super retarded token here. We see a lot of, I see Zcash really, and Monero is really all I'm looking at here on this Sunday. Caspa, on a side note, has been, Caspa has been hitting a lower low, guys. I mean, it's up a little bit for the week here. I mean, obviously, it's up 25,000%. Obviously, as you guys told me to get in on Caspa, way down here. But obviously, Caspa has came down a bit. So I don't know what people's thoughts are about Caspa. It seems like some of the news has kind of fizzled down. I would have to go up 400% for it to reach its previous high, which was back in July of 2024 when it reached about 20 cents, right? And Caspa, as we know, is a mineable coin that kind of appeared in the bear market, and a lot of infrastructure was built out during this time to kind of propel the price higher. People are telling me to get in on it, get in on Caspa, get in on it. And we didn't do so and missed out, but the price has came down a bit here on the channel. So there is that. So yeah, I mean, not really too much going on with crypto, but a lot going on with crypto. You know what I mean? A lot going on with crypto because, like I said, Monero hitting a 5-year high. I mean, we haven't really talked about that too much. Let's jump over there to Monero and give you a price action here. Monero, top 13 coin, up 20,275% for people wondering whether or not to be bullish on this type of stuff. It's hitting a 5-year high as we speak today. It's literally at $504. Like I said, we had a little bit of a rally come through this week on Monero, basically kind of piggybacking off this narrative of the electric coin company dev team on Zcash kind of, walking away. But that was really just FUD. We know that, like I told you in that video right back here, you can go watch it. All that was basically this guy telling us the truth, which was basically, Zcash just, the Zcash developers from ECC are just trying to get paid. I mean, right? That's kind of what was going on. But we did see a rally, right? We did see a rally from $420 just a little bit of time ago to now sitting at $504, which is over a 25% gain from this bottom, I believe. And like I said, hitting a 5-year high. You can switch it up to log chart to let you guys know kind of where we might be going here with Monero price. So a lot of action around Monero. It's sitting at about $9 billion. Let's go over here to Zcash to see what is going on with Zcash. I know people obviously bought higher. Zcash sitting at a $6.3 billion market cap. About half, half the market cap would need to rise on Zcash to put it near Monero at a $9 billion. Zcash sitting at spot number 18. Has lost some steam here, but guys, we're up 716% right now for the year. We know a lot of people jumped in on here. We know that they got some recovery when we dipped under the $400 level, which I know it doesn't show it right there, but I believe we did. And then we went up to the $630 level. But, at spot number 18, Zcash this time last year was like at spot number 150. So it's really came a long way, in terms of price, in terms of like price appreciation. It was the best performing coin of last year. You could take apart a couple coins. I mean, I think XCN was, at one point, one of the best performing coins, but it, as we saw, fizzled, being an ERC20 token, not a lot of optimism there. We saw a few shit coins go up, but really the only thing that really mattered last year was Zcash going up, the percentage points it did, being a top 10 coin at one point, and now would need to go 50% up just to equal Monero's 5-year jump, which obviously is trading above $500 US right this second. So there is that, right, guys? There is that on the channel. Secondly, I think what we need to cover is some community comments, so we can talk about some stuff here. So we'll cover some comments and then we'll wrap up the show, right? So what is going on? So I'm going to try to get rid of some of this spam here on this Zhai quest. These trolls, they come down here, they're bots. They try to like post in my channel to try to get you, to try to get you guys to buy this token. Stay away from this token. I'll try to get these off the chat box so people can actually communicate over the next couple days. So I did a video yesterday, guys. Go back and watch it if you haven't. Zcash has been here before. It was really just a play on words to kind of to get you to click on the video with the Zcash drama kind of happening this week. Slime continues, also says, who controls the dev fund now? So basically what happened, like I said, retracking, if you're just checking out the show, Zcash formerly would allocate 20% of the block reward to the Zcash Foundation. I think it was 7 or 8%. 7 or 8% to the electric coin company. And then the other 5 or 6% would go towards the treasury. I think that was a breakdown. You can look at it. There's tons of information on it. But basically, since November 25th, or November 2025, what has changed is that the electric coin company is no longer getting any direct funding from the miner block reward. In fact, instead of it going to a multi-sig address, the Zcash Foundation is still getting that 8%, and then 12% is going to be going to a treasury, which is basically, at the current moment, just sitting Zcash tokens. It's just sitting there until the community votes on what to do with that allocation of funds. I don't know if it'll be paid out in a dividend. I don't know if, there's going to be some type of token burn. But that's what's currently happening with the 20% block reward, right? The other 80% is going to miners to incentivize to continue Zcash going into a deflationary direction. So that's kind of currently what's happening with it. Rock Solid Info 5404, changes in the team ownership is a very bearish sign. I don't really agree with that, but some do. Now this was talking about Monad, guys. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, because people hold Monad. and they are, you know, clicking on the video. And just because we don't agree with what Monad is because we've heard about it so many times on the typical places we don't like to hear about stuff, including CNBC. You know, it's if you guys want to invest in Monad, guys, go ahead, go right ahead. I'm just trying to point out that there's a token unlock January 24th, which is about 13 days away. Okay, there's a large portion of Monad tokens that are currently not in circulation, but will be in circulation, which in theory we can kind of deduce that these new coins coming into circulation are going to cause the current holders' coins to go down in price because they'll be worth less in that circulating supply. And everybody on the internet that's holding Monad will try to convince you that there's something else, right? There's a better thing than what exists today. And I'm kind of the opposite. I think the best coins already exist. The best coins have been able to come out of a bear market, which like coins like Bitcoin Cash have gone from $70 price point upwards now to $700 several times. You know, it's my own personal opinion. So invest in Monad if you choose to, but we will continue to point out things that are relevant in the cryptocurrency space indefinitely. That's what we do here on the channel. So take profits. I guess they're talking about Zcash. Obviously, people have been taking profits. Yeah, and then Mike here says, Arthur explained it the best. The dev team was getting paid and now the payment stopped, so they're done. Yeah, they're going to create another company and they're going to probably request funding through the Zcash Foundation, which, you know, that's pretty much what we would assume, right? All right, guys, I think that'll wrap it up here. We're coming in here pretty strong here. Let's jump into the chat and see what you guys have been saying. What is up? What is good? I hope you're enjoying the live stream. I wanted to take a moment to let you guys know, as you're enjoying the live stream, that there is several ways that you can help the channel and help the community that we're trying to build here on Cryptocurrency Theory reach a broader audience. And obviously, the obvious ones are like and subscribe. But past that, what you can do is you can share the videos on Twitter X, a platform that I've been banned from for several years due to what I think is some BS. But also here on the screen, guys, I have a couple different coins that I personally love, and I hope that you love too. And if you would like to donate any cryptocurrency, guys, just know that as a cryptocurrency enthusiast, this is the best thing that you can do to support the channel. You know, watching the videos, liking the videos, sharing the videos, that's great too. But at the end of the day, there's nothing more exciting for me is when I get a crypto payment. And if you do give a crypto payment, throw it in the chat to let me know that you sent the payment so I can give you a personal shout out, because it means a lot. It's a lot of fun, which is the whole reason I got into cryptocurrency in the beginning, was it's a whole lot of fun getting those crypto coins and then holding them and stacking them and that kind of thing. Because every crypto I get, guys, I think of it like a wall. Every brick that I lay on that wall, I intend for them to stay there. So if you see your favorite cryptocurrency on the screen, or if maybe there's one that's not on the screen, let me know, because I'd like to add it to the screen. And let's get back to the live. Let's go. And we are back here. So a lot of people in the chat are obviously talking about Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV. We'll let you kind of leave the chat with that here. We'll wrap it up here. It's been a good live stream, and it's been a pleasure talking with everybody. I'm so glad that you decided to come in. Thank you very much for introducing the chat to Twitter X. Obviously, we're not over there, so we really appreciate that. And we'll try to do some more live streams, obviously, in videos and stuff like that. And we'll talk to you all very, very soon. Take care.